I wanted to briefly discuss the concept of rupture and repair within the framework of the psychotherapy relationship. I think in psychotherapy we consider rupture to be generally a very dramatic event where the patient or client has had this very strong affective response, and it is obvious that something has to happen in order to move forward in that relationship, that something has to be done to fix or repair that relationship. I think in the supervisory relationship, it can be much more subtle. However, it is just as important in order for that relationship to be effective that we recognize those ruptures when they occur, and that we sort of mend those fences and repair the relationship. Just to give you a couple of examples, when I was on an inpatient unit working with an attending, a supervisor, and it was general supervision. We were going over some notes, and the attending, asked me to come meet him in his office and talk about something, and so I did, and he said, "Well, this part here where you say you refer to the patient encounter, and that term seems very confrontational to me. Can we say the patient meeting or patient conversation, or whatever the other option was?" I just said, "Oh yes, sir. Of course, that's obvious." But in my mind, I was thinking, "Are you kidding me? Like, that's just what it's called. It's called a patient encounter. It's nothing confrontational about that." And he sort of lost credibility with me. And this is, I actually like this attending on a personal level, and I thought, well, why is he wasting my time? And it wasn't that we couldn't continue to work together after that. But like I said, he kind of lost credibility, and I thought about that when we were interacting, and it hurt our professional relationship, or at least my ability to learn from this individual. I've had talking with some friends who have had similar experiences, or even worse, where they've had in the outpatient clinic had attendings send them Word documents with multiple pages of notes and corrections that they should make in their documentation for each week, as they were reviewing their notes, and how off-putting that is. And I don't say that to say we shouldn't correct the administrative portion of those are sort of like corrective cognitive experiences, and I think those are important. But we also need to recognize that there is an affective interaction occurring, that there is an emotional experience that the supervisee is having, and that we're communicating things beyond just the superficial, this is right, this is wrong. There is other learning that's occurring, and if what we're doing is impacting our ability to appropriately train and supervise that individual, if they're having a negative emotional experience, then that needs to be rectified. And it's just like it's not the responsibility of the supervisee, the analysand, or the patient or client in therapy, to recognize that a rupture has occurred and to initiate repair. It's the responsibility of the supervisor to repair the rupture within the supervisory relationship. So again, I don't say this to say we shouldn't correct our students, because certainly that's part of what we're, that cognitive corrective experience is part of what should be occurring. We just need to be mindful of what is the emotional learning that is going on as well, and sort of pick our battles. There probably shouldn't be pages and pages and pages of corrections every week for someone's notes, and there should be a positive experience there as well. Anyway, that's it for my thoughts on rupture and repair, but be mindful of it within really all of your relationships, but specifically in this context within the supervisory role.